What's going on, you guys? Welcome to the Cowboys Corner. We were a half a second away from playing the Frisco Report intro before talking crazy. I forgot to take that out. So we almost had the Frisco Report intro. Would have been pretty funny. Brando already in here. We got Eshan in the corner, Crazy and Cowboys. What up, Eshan?
How you doing, corner man?
Hey, another day, another dollar. All right.
Yeah, man.
Hanging in there in this thing they call life.
Yeah.
You know. We got Preacher Fifth in the building right here on the corner of Crazy and Cowboys.
What up?
What's happening,
man? What you doing? How you doing?
Man, I just got home from a little birthday party, man. I'm good.
Nice.
No, I didn't see that. A birthday party?
Yeah, my homeboy mama birthday party was today. Went over there just showing a little support, man.
Oh, nice.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Crazy talking kind of night, says Nate Dogg. Brando said, did anyone see this the same crap first game of the NFL happened in college today? Florida defensive lineman Brendan Brett
I saw the picture of it, yeah.
Was ejected in the fourth quarter for spitting in the face of a South Florida O-line, Cole Skinner. No, I did not see that. We got the Cowboy face in the building. What up?
What's going on?
He's on the corner of Crazy and Cowboys. So we got Eshan chilling. We got fifth quarter full of cake. What did Cowboys face do today?
I guess we moved some furniture around, my daughter moved out, got her a new place, so we just kind of moved furniture toward the back, got a whole nother little living room set and watched a little bit of college football and watched Texas Tech play Kent State. Nobody, killed them. And now I'm looking at OU and Michigan game right now.
Yeah. Real Space Cowboy in the house. Yes, sir. No, great. That's good stuff. So let's get into this shoot show, all right? I'm trying to be like Fifth and watch my cussing. I got to watch my mouth sometimes. We got some kids that watch us, so viewer discretion is advised. PG-13, all right?
Okay, I'll temper myself to that in that case for you, man.
All right. What's up, Richard? Richard in the building. All right. First question. All right, Eshan, I'll start with you.
Let's do it.
We're just going to dip right into the craziness.
Let's do it.
Did the first game under, middle, or over exceed your expectations?
Oof. Good question. I would say probably middle. And I would say middle because the first half, it over-exceeded my expectations on the offensive side of the football. I didn't expect, like I said on Fifth Channel, I didn't expect them to come out, that well on offense in the first half. And so I was pleasantly surprised in the first half. Now, in the second half, granted, part of it was also probably because of the weather delay and all that other stuff. So, I mean, there's that caveat as well. But the second half looked, granted, on both sides of the foot, for both Philly and for the Cowboys, it just looked like the McCarthy and the Garrett play calls and stuff like that. So I was just that was almost what I expected. The second half, I expected the whole game for us to play that way, if that makes sense. So I guess the second half, it was, I guess, my expectations went from here to back to the base of what I thought it was. So, but again, to be fair, it was there was, I think, the weather delay completely screwed up for both teams. So there is that caveat. But yeah, man, to the question, I think I would say probably the middle. I think we lost, so I can't say it was at the end of the day. That's what matters, the win-loss. So I can't say it exceeded my expectations when we didn't win. So I would say middle.
Okay. What about you, fifth quarter Cowboys?
I'm gonna say I kind of predicted a few things, but if I go overall, man, it wasn't good. Space Cowboy, what's up, brother?
What's going on, my guy?
Space Cowboy on the corner, Crazy Cowboy.
Still looking like Still looking like you did 8 years ago, brother.
Hey, that's great. That's great to hear. So,
Yeah, man, you ain't aged a bit, man.
hey, that's great to hear. I appreciate the compliment.
Yeah, for sure.
I think we've known Space since he was a senior in high school or a freshman in college. One of them two.
Frank freshman in college, and I'm getting married next year. So
it was 2017. So what year? What you did?
Yeah,
I was a sophomore in college. No, I was a freshman in college that year. I think sophomore.
You just graduated. Insane stuff.
Yeah.
How time flies, huh?
And still no NFC title game for the Cowboys. Ain't that something? Right?
do you still have the Lombardi waiting to be opened in the box?
Yeah, it's in my freaking attic.
There you go. Go ahead, Fifth.
Go ahead, Fifth. Man, they didn't meet my expectations as for what I would want it, but I think what I predicted them to lose. If we were just grading the first half, I would say yeah, but I got to grade the whole game, and I feel like the whole game was shoddy, not doing what got into the dance. It was kind of a letdown for me, and it was kind of, I won't even say middle. I would say under because they didn't get a point in the second half, so I'm gonna say under.
What about you, Face?
I mean, like I see what we're getting at, but ask that same question again.
The game. Did your expectations going into it? Did it meet it? Was it lower than your expectations? Was it higher than your expectations? What was your expectation in the game? And then now that we got Danny Savage on the corner of Crazy and Cowboys.
Honestly, like, but before my expectations were low, but when the game was warming up, I mean, like, right before the game started, like how both teams were warming up. I don't know why. Just by looking at Dak, man, like when you look at Dak's personality before the game, during the game, after the game, like the way he was just pumped up, knowing that it was his mom's birthday, and he was sitting there, showed a quick clip of him twisting his right arm, getting it all warmed up, and just the way he was acting, and the way, and right after that kickoff, and the way Dak, came up to Jalen Carter like that, I just my expectations changed. I was like, man, this is going to be a good game, and I loved how it was a shootout at first, but with Miles Sanders fumbling right there after that big run, Shoddy should have took him out and brought Williams right back in so he can get a breather and let Williams take care of the load after that. So I think that was a mistake by Shoddy on that part, not substituting, switching them out. And but right when that happened, then that delayed happened, and that's when things started to change with Jalen Hurts, keep bailing the Eagles out, running the ball, getting that first down, killing the clock. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why we didn't score, man. I may be wrong because I didn't look at the time of possession in the second half, especially after the delayed game, because it was it started back with like 4:44 in the third quarter, but it just seemed like Eagles milked the crap out of that clock, and we didn't seem to do much. And there's been plenty of times we could have, scored, but of course, toward the end. But you know how that goes with CeeDee Lamb. But overall, I'm sick of moral victories. This reminds me of, besides the CeeDee Lamb drops, it just reminds me of the 2021 start of the season against the Bucks. Oh, we did good, man. It's we're look like we're gonna be all right. It's all right, man. This was a good loss right here. Like a loss is a loss, and I don't pay attention to, if Cowboys lose the first game, that means we're going to the playoffs. If we win the first game, we don't make the playoffs. I don't pay attention to none of that, because we beat the Giants in 2023, first game, and and we made the playoffs. I mean, but overall, man, I think I feel pretty good, and everybody's saying, things are looking good, but I just
think
don't
you went
wanna
off course
go to
here,
the
Face.
second game and face the Giants. And what if we lose against the Giants? We're 0-2. Now everybody's panicking.
I think you missed the question. Okay, Space Cowboy. Was your expectations? Was it lower, middle, or did it exceed expectations for you this first game?
I'm gonna be straight up honest with all you. It exceeded my expectations for what I thought going into the game. When I understand that the result wasn't what we wanted, but when you really go into what we were talking about before, like, hey, what are we going to see from Brian Schottenheimer? What are we going to see? How do we run the football? How do we facilitate offense? There were things that I really liked. And one of the big things was how they were schematically running the football. You saw it on the first 2 drives, right? The ability of having the tight end go in motion and then crash in the middle. Like, I was like, what? Are these the same Cowboys that I saw several years ago? Like, where this is exactly what you've been wanting to see. Now, the other thing too is when it went dead in that second half, the Eagles had 2 big drives. One where it was like a 7-minute drive. The other was like an 8-minute drive. So it's really hard to gather momentum when the other team is just holding on to the ball. But to me, this loss wasn't on Brian Schottenheimer. It wasn't on Dak Prescott. It was strictly on the, CeeDee Lamb dropping the ball when he should be catching the ball, and Miles Sanders fumbling. Because honestly, think about it this way: even if you don't score on that drive, right, where Miles Sanders fumbles, and you kick a field goal, you're not playing to score a touchdown, even though you should be doing that every single drive. You're just trying to kick a field goal to win the game, and even though I'm not a big fan of moral victories. At the end of the day, yes, there are things that you had to build off of, but number one, you have to show that next week. But number two, you have to win this game because this is a division win, a divisional game, where if you win this game, you look at this whole dynamic of who's probably going to win the NFC East, and it's different. But I was very impressed with what I saw. And again, you can't go into a game and be like, hey, did you know we held the Eagles to 3 points in the second half, and then you told me that we lost that game, right? But last thing I'll say is the penalty situation, the discipline. I don't believe there were any pre-snap penalties in the entire game, which is a plus. And on top of that, Dak Prescott didn't get sacked at all. And so those are things that are good, but you need to continue that. And I think that at the end of the game, I think Schottenheimer got a bit into his own head a bit. But again, I can't blame him for CeeDee Lamb dropping the ball twice. Right. And you could even say that Dak shouldn't, on that 4th down when Dak threw the ball, I would say it was a bit overthrown. But at the end of the day, if it hits your hands, you should be catching, especially with what you're supposed to be doing out there. I think we'll be fine either way. But it exceeded my expectations.
Daddy Savage. This game, with your expectations going into it before the ball was kicked.
I know what this answer going to be.
Well, my expectation was, Dallas was going to get blown out. But as for Lamb, everyone else, the only 2 people to blame is Schottenheimer and Eberflus. Because those are the guys that put the players in the positions to make the plays or not make the plays. When you have a wide receiver drop 3 balls in his hands, at what point? I don't care. We're paying him $40 million. We just gave up a 3rd and a 5. How ironic! All these fucking douches of all saying yesterday, "Oh, Carl Pickens, what lazy routes he ran! Oh my God, he was horrible." I said that 6 months ago. But now, when Lamb is dropping 3 balls, at what point is it 4? Is it 5? Do you tell Dak to start looking somewhere else? So people say players lose games. No. And coming from someone who has coached, the coach loses the game because he's the one that puts the people in the position to win or lose. Perfect example, man. If you have a chronic fumbler and you put all special plays in that no one's seen before, but he's the guy and he fumbles, is that his fault or is that the coach's fault? And I'm enough. And I just think it was really crazy. Rain delay, everyone dumped. Everyone's excitement, the enthusiasm for the game, not the enthusiasm, the adrenaline. You can Google it. The adrenaline dump is real. It happens in fights, all that. That screwed up the entire game. And it was honestly a weird game all the way around. And Shoddy got way too conservative in the second half. But I also think Javonte Williams was out of gas in the second half. And Miles Sanders, I don't even think could play in IMG in Florida. And I'm done.
Mm-hmm. All right. Just for reference, not saying anybody did this. We go. Everybody talks, and then we have an open discussion, a rebuttal period. So get your point pretty quick, and then
I'm sorry.
No. This is just generally speaking. I'm not singling out anybody. I promise. And then we'll have open discussion and debates after if someone disagrees or rebuttals or something. But anyway, my expectations. All right, my expectations going into this thing.
Oh boy.
The offense in the first half checked my boxes. The defense, on the other hand, did not. And what I mean by that is, when it came to the running backs, we did what we were supposed to do. But we didn't take care of what hurt us the worst, and that was Jalen Hurts running. Now, Rod Marinelli's defense, he'll have everything covered. He'll rush for, and everything's covered. And then his mindset was, well, if the quarterback runs, the quarterback runs. We did what we were supposed to do. And Matt Eberflus, it seems to me like that was his mindset going into the first half. Now, granted, they started blitzing the corners. And Savage, I did rewatch the game back today. So I'm a little bit more open-minded, more refreshed and talking about this. So we didn't have a pass rush, all right? When we started blitzing corners, that's when the pass rush started happening. That's not good. That's not good football. And then our pass rushers have to do it. We just can't depend on Diggs and Bland because, it looks like Diggs wanted to play flag football when he rushed in there. And I was like, what are you doing? Go kill him. And so, yeah. And so, I don't know. My expectation, I'm going to say it's mid because we lost the game. We lost the game, and it was a tale of two halves. It was a tale of two halves. They got 10 days to clean this stuff up. On a positive note, and I don't think we talked about this on Freaky Friday. Maybe we did. I was off for 15 minutes on the show. But as Space Cowboys said, no pre-snap penalties. Tyler Guyton is notorious for pre-snap penalties, false starts, stuff like that for guys that don't know what that is. 4 penalties. The fewest since 2015. That was week 3 against the Giants. 40, and we had 42 yards of penalties. That's the second fewest in the last 11 seasons, and we had 35 yards in 2020 and 2015. So I don't, and going in that type of environment, where the boos are loud, the cheers are loud, third down is loud. I wish AT&T Stadium would be that loud. AT&T Stadium sucks in the third down department. But knowing the loudness of that stadium and the hostility, and only to have 4 penalties, and a couple of them were stupid penalties, one by Pickens, I'd say that's pretty damn good. So for penalty's sake, that's an A+, even though we had 4 of them. But other than that, the offense, the defense, it's mid for me, guys. Any rebuttals? Anybody else got anything to add to that conversation?
Get out of here, fake Nate. Let me see.
Get out of here, who?
Like, you know how we do with the champ? I see another Nate. Like Nate Dogg. I see Nate Rosario.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who you're talking about, man.
It ain't nothing.
Go.
Rebuttal wise, no, but I do want to say I think we're kind of overhyping Tyler Guyton play. He didn't play good to me.
Horrible.
He did not. Tyler Guyton did not play good to me. I'm sorry. It's just the fact that I say it all the time. We fall for I never had a girlfriend, so an ugly girlfriend is still good enough. I feel like we've been so bad at that position over there that any little thing that looks decent, we overhype it. He's not playing to the caliber of a left tackle. He's not. Man, he didn't allow. If you look at the game, he didn't play good. He didn't play good, and you know, I know people are like, man, let's just be happy. No, because he's gonna run into guys on that side that's gonna chew his lunch up and spit it out. And I need him to get better. I'm not saying he won't, but just in that game, I think we're overhyping it, and I don't want us to overhype that and expect, you know, something else once we see him again. You know, let's let him progress. He didn't have a good game. Look at 80. Terrence still didn't have a good game. I do want to credit Tyler Smith and Tyler Booker. They played good.
Man,
Tyler Smith, he might have had one little mistake, but Booker for his first game, I don't care who it was against. It could have been against. It don't matter. He played good. Hopefully he keeps it up. Cooper Beebe, I don't know if it's sophomore slump or just a bad game with Philly, but he didn't look how he did coming out last year. And I hope that get better. You know, if we're gonna have a successful season with Javonte, we're gonna have to be. And the run game was decent, but if Shotty's gonna go to it more, because see, it looked decent in that first half because we did a lot, but in that second half we didn't see it as much. Can we sustain that running game for 4 games? So I just kind of wanted to rebuttal the Tyler Guyton thing. I don't think he might not have no, you know, let you say he notorious for that pre-snap penalty, but as far as just a game, him being a left tackle, I didn't think it was good. But hopefully the kid progresses because we need him. That's it.
I'm going to say this, and I know a lot of people are hard on Tyler Guyton, but 0 pressures, 0 sacks allowed. He protected the left side as best as he could. So whenever you say he didn't play good, when you look at those type of stats of he didn't allow a single sack, he opened up some lanes for Javonte Williams on the left side over there next to the goal line. He molded a couple of people. Like how better can he play with that D line that the Eagles have? Like and not allowing 0 pressures and 0 sacks.
I mean, come on, you know.
I'm just asking.
How better can he play as a left tackle? He can play a lot better.
With 0 pressures and 0 sacks.
It wasn't a lot of traffic going on over there. He's going to play against better. Without just showing you the plays that come to mind when I say he didn't. It was, you know, I'm nitpicking, but there were a lot of things that he just won't be able to do against other guys. Is what I'm saying. But yeah, he did decent for what he had. But I'm just saying, I look, like I said on my last live stream, I look at it for what the future could be, and there's a lot of things. That stupid punch he threw, that was ridiculous.
A clean ass punch, too, man. Get your ass out of here.
That was a miss. That's a penalty. That's
old school shit, baby. That's old school mentality.
Penalty that they missed out on.
The thing is he was sitting there blocking with one hand before he slapped him like that too.
We got 80. We got 80 in here.
We do got 1980. Dallas Cowboys fan 1980 in the house. The power. I think my lights flickered. Oh, talking crazy. On the corner of crazy.
Are you safe, 80? What's happening, man?
What you looking for, 80?
Hey, guys. We got to be quiet. We really can't do this. We really can't talk about the Cowboys. I don't know what you're doing, but you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, guys, because hey, there's a lot of people out there that don't like me. Yeah. See, now that I'm on the show, a business probably gonna pick up just a little bit, but hey, we got a lot of people out there. I'm a sometimey fan. I'm a flip flopper. I'm too harsh on the Cowboys. They don't like that, man. They don't like when we talk about what we see. They don't like that. They don't like that we get on here and talk Cowboy stuff, man. Right live, right there. We can't make up nothing because it's live. There's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can make up. See, they don't like that. They want to hear all the smoke and mirrors. They want to hear Dallas Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl. They want to get mad after one game. And I told them time after time that these first 3 games are going to be our preseason games. See, they don't like that. They don't think about that kind of stuff. They want to get straight. They want everybody to be all full, ready, and go. Yeah, that's what they want. So, guys, we got to be careful. Now, what's your question? Shh, make it quick.
So you missed it. The question was the expectations of that you had going into the game. Did it meet your expectation? Did it exceed it, or was it lower?
I didn't have one.
Did you have no expectation?
I didn't have an expectations. My expectations are going to remain where 1980 expectations will remain. They're going to continue to be an all-time low. My hopes are not going to get up after one game. Guys, the Dallas Cowboys are in a developmental process. That's where we're at right now. So if you think that we're going to do any better than what we did for the duration of the season, we just might. But don't put too much stock. Don't put too much stock into a young expansion team because that's where we are. Now, they did play a little better. They did play a little better than I thought they would play in that first half. But the Dallas Cowboys were not prepared for second half football. And that's because nobody played in the preseason. Those first three games are our preseason games, guys. Our expectations as a fan. See, when you don't play in the preseason, our expectations as a fan, as a thirsty fan that wants to win right now, they go up. They go up because we haven't seen anything. So we're already thinking they should be doing this and doing that. And we got all these new guys and guys playing like rookies and all this stuff. So when you don't play, these are the type of results you get. We weren't ready for second half play. And that'll cover everything. We were ready for the first half. Y'all see, we came out guns blazing. We used their negative energy against them. We got a player kicked out, one of the best defensive players up front in the trenches, kicked out so Dak could have a better game. So we took advantage of that. We did a good job. Shotty Tuhati was actually coaching a fair game in the first half. Everything looked good. It got all the Dak riders. It got all their hopes up. Yeah, it got those guys' hopes up in fairy tale land. So everybody started liking Dak again. Oh, Dak did this. Dak did that. Yeah, he had time to do this. He had time to do that. Nobody gives a little credit for that offensive line in the first half. But when the second half came, either team, nobody was ready for the second half. They were burnt out. They didn't have the conditioning. They didn't have the energy. That's just the way. That's just what went down in that second half. They weren't prepared for second half play. So my expectations are going to continue to be right here. They're not going to go down. They're not going to go up. I'm in a evaluating state of mind, and can't nobody kick me out of that, guys. Nobody.
Yeah. The 1980 Power Man. I'm going to get to a couple of super chats. We got Mike here. My biggest concern is the defense. I don't trust Matt Eberflus. I never thought he was a good hire. I don't see Eberflus making it past this year. We're going to talk about Eberflus. And then uncensored right here. Happy birthday to his wife. And I hope you do good things for her. He said, I got to miss the stream tonight, fellas. Wife's birthday. Have a good show. I'm out of my corner. We'll be wrong most of everything. What? I'll be back soon to correct him.
Got them Mississippi eyes, don't you, Carter?
I think he spelled auto.
I don't know what he's saying.
I don't know what he's trying. I'm just reading what he put. That's it.
Got the Mississippi eyes.
I appreciate the super chats from both of you guys. But we're gonna talk about Matt Eberflus here soon. But all right, so we're on Tyler Guyton. Does anybody else got anything to add about Tyler Guyton? Go ahead, Savage.
When we talk about quarterback pressures, and we know it's a new stat, what is the actual definition of it?
So it ain't a quarterback pressure; it's a pressure by the defensive line. So a pressure by the defensive line is when they disrupt the quarterback on his point. So if he's doing a 5-step drop and he's back there and the rush is coming and he moves off that point, that is considered a pressure.
Because there was a hell of a lot of plays that Tyler Guyton got walked back into you know, I'm trying to say, within 12 inches, 16 inches of Dak Prescott. He just stands up too high and he lunges. And all the idiots on Twitter are showing the one punch that you're showing a flare.
You had to love it. You old school, Savage. I know you love that punch.
I do love that punch, but it's like You don't think the refs are going to be looking for that the rest of the
Hell,
season?
Eric Williams do that shit all the time. Boy.
He had the headbutt, he had the elbow move, and he had the
Same.
cobra when he used to pick Mike Strahan underneath the throat and then power slam him. But listen, I just think he's our right tackle next year. I'm going to be honest. Guyton's our right tackle, man.
You think Nathan Thomas goes in there, or do they draft one?
The sad part is it's a much better right tackle draft than left tackle draft. If I had to go right now, my number one left tackle is Isaiah World from Oregon, but he's still young and needs to put on a lot of size. But you want a right tackle, you can plug one right in, man. But it's just I don't want them to take a right tackle and then do the exact same thing and switch him over to the left side again, which what they did with. But I think Steele's going to be gone with his contract, and he was. I don't know. I thought he was a turnstile too, and not for nothing. Guyton was going up against a rookie. It's a very, very tough game to break down. The defensive tackle for Philly getting thrown out, that made a big difference. It's sloppy. It was a sloppy game. The first quarter was, I think, had a lot more excitement because they were they had enough to go 2 quarters. But after that, they were gassed. But yet, I see Philly with this. They had Jihad Campbell, and he was playing in the preseason, and he was coming off a surgery. Right after the combine, a minor shoulder surgery, which everybody said, oh, we don't want to touch him. We don't want to go near him. I would have took him in a heartbeat. And he was out there against Cincy. So like 1980 says, we've been saying it forever. Our first 3 games are our preseason. How could we have expected? Well, I'll stop. We'll leave it at Guyton.
Okay.
I just think he's going to be our right tackle next year.
So, guys, we got Danny Savage streaming, 1980 streaming. We are on Cowboys Corner as well. This is.
I'm not streaming.
You shared it on yours?
No, sir.
You
to answer your question, no, you're not. You're not streaming. So
he did a call.
On Danny Savage, 1980. This is Talking Crazy on the Corner of Crazy and Cowboys. We got Eshawn in the house, 5th Quarter Cowboys, Danny Savage, Space Cowboys 17, Cowboy Space, and everybody knows Dallas Cowboy fan 1980. So I'm going to ask you guys this, all right? Because I found myself, everybody knows I'm a pretty big Dak critic.
Yeah.
And before we got the full story, now granted Dak spit on the ground, whatever. Looked at Carter and did the whole smirk, When I seen Jalen Carter spit on Dak Prescott, that did something to me. Now, I'm still going to criticize Dak, but it made my Dak fandom go up just a little more. Because it wasn't anything that Dak did. It was just like, you're going to spit on my quarterback? I kind of got possessive. You know what I'm saying? You're going to spit on my quarterback's chest? What kind of emotions? That's how I felt. I was ready to go run through that damn TV, go to Philly, and go kick a mud hole in his ass myself. So, Eshawn, did you feel any emotion when that happened?
I mean, I get the passion about him being obviously him being the Cowboys quarterback, but I just think for me, my emotion was just and part of my language, but it's who the fuck do you think you are to spit on another grown man? That's honestly that was my thing. More than it being the Cowboys quarterback or not, I'm sorry, bro. You don't spit on another person. You don't spit on another human being. People, you spit on the ground and stuff, man. So that's the low. We all know this as men here. That's the lowest of the low to be spitting on another human being. So for my emotion, and to see him also smirking after he was walking off the field, rubbed me the wrong way, and it pissed me off. I'll be completely honest with you. And so my emotion was more just less that it was at Dak, and just more oh, this guy actually spit on somebody. You can go screw yourself. That was kind of where my attitude was, man. So it was more the act of spitting on another human being more than anything else. And so in terms of my emotion, I was just the nerve of this guy. That's where I was with it.
There's Block. Okay, he always goes up top because he's part of the StreamYard. We got Cowboys blog on the corner of Crazy and Cowboys. What up, blog?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
How you doing, man?
What up?
Is that
What's up?
Bob?
What's
Man, what's up, dog?
up, bro?
Shit. Man, I gotta act right now.
We got all kinds of powerhouse in
Power,
here with
that's right.
Fifth and 80 and Savage and FaZe and Space and Blom and Shan and man, we got all kinds of powerhouse. This is gonna be a hell of a show tonight. I already feel it.
Damn right, man.
I'm a nobody. I'm just trying to find my way, bro.
I'll go with blog here real quick. Cowboys blog. Your expectation going into week 1 against these Eagles, knowing the results that we know now, did it exceed, middle, or have low expectations for you? Like, what was your expectations going in, and how did the game result to did it meet it? Was it lower? What happened?
No, they exceeded my expectations for sure, man. You know what I mean? I didn't have them winning this game. I thought it was going to be a blowout. I thought they were going to get punched in the mouth. You know, but they held up, man. So it does give me some hopium for the next game versus the Giants. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that they can come out here and lay an egg and look like crap. Like, this is no mercy, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you got to keep winning. You know what I mean? And if they lose, again, there'll be no, I like what they did here, even though we lost in the week. And then it becomes a pattern. By the time you know it, you're 0-7. So they got to start winning games, bro. Can't keep losing. You know?
Yeah, you got to learn how to close out games. I don't want to. The Chiefs were last year. They were like, I don't know. They won games by like 3 or 4 points, like week by week. Like the Cowboys, I don't know if they're good enough to do that. They have to secure wins. If not, if they get anywhere that close, they have shown me so far that they cannot do that. That they cannot be the Chiefs and go win those games, right? So that's a really good point. But fifth quarter Cowboys, was there any emotion for you when Carter spit on Dak? Like, were you ready to go run through a wall for Dak Prescott, or is that just me?
Hell no.
You wasn't ready to go get Dak's back?
Hell no. Why the hell were me sitting at the house in my little space be ready to go get Dak when he has guys around him that's 300 plus, 6'4", 6'5", standing there watching him spit? If I was on that offensive line, the police would have been there and y'all would have to get my bond money. But me sitting at home, I was on live. I was bucking at the offensive line for not doing nothing.
Yeah,
right.
So I was bucking at them. It's like a few years ago when they did it to Andy Dalton and ain't nobody do nothing.
They beheaded him. They took his head off.
They took that Andy Dalton head off, an offensive line didn't budge. You got the monsters from Space Jam around you, all guys that protect you, and they watch this guy spit on you and they do nothing. Bro, I'm going with him. I'm ejected too. So that's what I was bucking about, that the old line didn't have the balls, man. You got to take it old school when somebody spit on your quarterback, bro. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You got to do something. Yeah. Terrence Steele, Tyler Guyton, Tyler Smith, at least, bro. Do something. Grab this dude. So that's what I was bucking about. But me, myself, I was just like, this dude's a soft, man. I would have liked to see somebody spit on Troy Aikman in the 90s and see what that old line was.
Damn. Yeah, man. Jeez.
I would have liked to see
Haley
that.
would beheaded them.
Jeez. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was on live bucking about, that the old line didn't budge. Nobody did nothing. The only time I seen somebody do something happened to Dak was Zach Martin a few times. When Dak got a late hit, Zach Martin would step up and do something. But they should have did something. That was my only thing. I didn't like it. I was cussing the heck out of Jalen Carter. It's unprofessional. It's low class. It's disgusting. You don't spit on another grown man. Mm-hmm. So if you want to, categorize that as emotion, then yeah. But other than that, me, myself, I was just like, dang, this O-line soft, bro. Your starting quarterback got spit on him. And all y'all guys are 6'5" and up, and ain't nobody do nothing. So, and I'm not saying have an all-out brawl on that field, but let them know you're going to respect my quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I'm not for the fighting on the field and punching helmets and being ridiculous. But let them know, bro, we got his back. You got to let somebody know you got your player back, bro. You remember what happened when Jameis Winston poked that boy in the eye?
Yeah.
What's his wide receiver name? Rashawn Evans? What's the wide receiver name? Not Rashawn Evans.
Mike Evans.
When he came behind old boy and knocked him down.
Yeah.
That's what you do for your quarterback, So not to be long-winded corner, but yeah, that's what I felt. The O-line should have did something.
What about you, Face? Did you have any like I want to stick up for Dak here? Like what the hell? I don't ever spit on my quarterback. What kind of emotion did you have, if any at all?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always gonna have emotions. I can't help it. In Dallas Cowboys game, but when that flag was thrown up, I didn't know what was going on. I was confused. But when they showed that replay, yeah, it showed a lot of emotion. With Dak getting spit on, and I was thinking the exact same way with like fifth. On I didn't understand why the offensive lineman didn't like go up into Jalen Carter's face or anything. But when I saw Dak get spit, because I criticize a lot too, just like you, Corner, on Dak. I get mad at Dak a lot. I tell it like it is, but yeah, when I saw that, I really wanted Dak to ball out, man. I was really rooting for him, and yeah, I did show some emotion the first start of the game for that.
Right.
What about you, Space Cowboy?
I mean, dude, I was pissed when I saw what happened because going into the game, obviously, like as a fan, if you didn't have any feelings about going into the game, you're like, all right, let's just show up, see what happens. When that happened, it like clicked. It's like, yo, we need to bash these dudes in. Mm-hmm. And however you feel about Dak Prescott, the player, it comes down to Dak Prescott, the human being. This is a dude that's a Walter Payton Man of the Year. He's done so much for mental health. He's been through so much. And for you to go up to him and spit on him, knowing, if you know Jalen Carter, he's known to be doing this stuff ever since college. This isn't out of his character to do these things. But it's just like, yo, that's my quarterback, bro. And you ain't going to do that to anybody. If it was an offensive lineman, if it was anybody else, no matter what, you got to stick up for your player. But I think I understand the whole idea of like, yo, you need to go punch that dude in the mouth. But at the end of the day, you know what? To lock in and go on that opening drive and score a touchdown said a lot more, if anything, about what this team did. They didn't just like let that distract them. They locked in. They went down the drive. Keep in mind, last year, you know how many opening drive touchdowns we had? One.
Against Cincinnati.
And they locked in. And that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see a grown man football team be like, you know what? Fine. Let's play ball. Let's go to. And that's exactly what I wanted them to do. Again, I was extremely upset with what happened. And then you have these Eagles fans going out there acting like Dak Prescott should be suspended for something that wasn't even equal to what Jalen Carter did, which is
not even close.
Not even close. So that really shifted the energy of the game for me. And I think that really that's how it felt going into that. So
yeah, I think I said something along the lines of whoop his ass, Dak, or something. Savage, what did you have any emotion when you seen Dak Prescott get spit on?
Well, so what happened first? Dak spit on the ground, and then
so he was between two linemen. He walked up, he looked on the ground, he spit on the ground. Jalen is like 5 or 6, 7 yards away. Jalen walks up and says, "Was that for me?" Dak walked between his offensive linemen, stood there. They're face to face now, and Dak goes, "Why would I spit on you?" or something to those caliber things. Jalen hot Tua on Dak Prescott, ref threw the flag, and there it is.
Well, I do lose a little bit of respect for Dak for standing there and another man spit on him and not doing nothing. Lost respect for the offensive line for not doing anything. I think if Dak would have attempted to engage, just even attempted to engage him, then that would have incited the offensive line. But I mean, listen, I get it. You don't want to get some of your stars thrown out of the game. But, be like hockey. Have just a goon. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? As your 10th offensive lineman that comes in and just beats people up. And, all I'm trying to say is that second game when we played them, Jalen Carter, if I was a Dallas Cowboy offensive lineman, Jalen Carter better be wearing some knee braces because his ass is chopped a lot that next game. Yeah.
What about you, Dallas Cowboy fan, 1980? When you seen Dak get spit on, did you have any emotion? Did it pique any emotion? Did it piss you off? And did you want to go run through a wall for Dak Prescott? Tell me about it, brother.
I think I'm going to paraphrase what everybody's been saying. I mean, there's really not much more to say. There's just something that you don't do. That's against every code of the man book, regardless of what ethnicity or whatever. You just don't do that. You don't spit on nobody. Like I said in my live stream Friday, I wish my child would be out there spitting on people. I would have been the first parent out there on whooping his ass, and but you just don't do that. If he was raised right, he wouldn't have done that. You don't do that. You don't spit on nobody. You can punch them, you can kick them, talk about their mama, their daddy, their greasy grandmammy, whoever, but you don't. That's against that's against every code, man.
Yeah.
Now the guys taking up for him, obviously we all think that somebody should have stepped in and did something, but that would have caused more flags and more suspensions and more ejections and this and this and that. The way to handle that is to get out there on that field and execute and beat them with them pads. Let them pads do the talking and the fighting for you. They did that in the first half, but they let that bully come back and see they didn't finish the fight. We were supposed to go out there. After that, you're supposed to go out there and whoop some ass on the field and win that game. That was a winnable game for us. That was enough. That was enough motivation for the Dallas Cowboys to get out there and win that game. That was enough motivation right there. That man spit on it. We would have got back to that sideline. Say, guys, we're not losing tonight, bro. I don't give a damn what we do. We ain't losing tonight. But they lost. So they let them get the best of them. It got in their head. They weren't ready for second. Once again, I'm going to keep saying this. They weren't prepared for second half play, and they put the icing on the cake. Eagles won the game.
Yeah. Vlog, what about you? Was there any emotion for you, Vlog?
No, I was kind of shocked by it. You know what I mean? I was like, you don't really see that in sports nowadays. But it still exists. Obviously, scumbags are out there. They roam the world everywhere. I would have liked to have seen a little bit of response. You know what I mean? Like a Kevin Gogan type of get in somebody's face and grab the face mask. But it's like 80 said. That would have caused more flags and potential loss of key players on your line. And we all know the Cowboys are a house of cards. You take away one starting O lineman, you're done, right?
That's a wrap.
So,
yeah, it's done.
Yeah, man. I would have liked to seen them, come back and dominate the game, like you said. Like that's the response that should have happened. But again, Cowboys in clutch moments, they can never clinch those moments, man. They can't. They can never cash them in, bro.
Nope. It is. Now, let me ask you guys this, because we're talking a lot about we want players to respond and this and that. During training camp, we've seen and I could be reaching. I don't know. I think this is a really good question. We've seen Schottenheimer discipline those type of fights and stuff. Making them run laps and don't have anybody on the ground and stuff. What was the players not reacting with the ref right there? I mean, when that happened, Dak looked at the ref and was like, "Yo, you see this shit?" And so was it because Schottenheimer's been teaching discipline? Like what do you think that is? I'll start with 1980 down below and work our way up.
I think because I didn't see it when I don't think I'm gonna go ahead and say this for everybody. I guarantee you none of us saw it when it happened. Yeah. We had to wait on the replay. Everybody talking about what they did. I don't even think his teammates saw that shit until after the fact. They were standing behind him. How could they see that? Because Dak is behind. Dak and old boy Carter's face to face. His teammate is behind. They're facing. A lot of them are facing the other way. So they probably was like, "Damn, what happened?" Just like us. Everybody, I would have. No, man, I didn't even know this shit happened until they showed the replay, and I was like, okay. And then when they showed the replay, I was like, well, damn, what did he do? I thought they were just talking noise to each other until I saw the little spit fly out of his mouth. I was like, oh, damn. So I think it happened so fast that nobody really caught it, but us at home, because we were on our couches sitting watching the game on our lazy asses. So the people, the players and the audience, they all looked up just like we did, looked up at the screen and was like, oh, damn, he spit on him. Oh, no wonder why he gone. Oh, okay, well, shit, tell your ass, dog. That's how, I mean, how it really went down.
Yeah. Well, Savage, what do you think is the players didn't react because of Schottenheimer's been teaching discipline, or to 80's point, maybe they didn't even know what happened?
They probably didn't even know what happened, but I don't think what Schottenheimer was like teaching them that didn't bother them at all.
No.
That's like trying to tell Mike Tyson not to be Mike Tyson. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
But quick question. It was before the game started, right? So
no, it was after the first kickoff.
Okay.
The offense is, the offense before the first offensive play, it happened.
It was his first personal foul. So we don't have targeting like in college football. I guess there's a rule book somewhere that says certain
that's a
things
Space Cowboy
that's
question.
Immediate ejection.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, go ahead, Space.
So in the rule book, it specifically states you can't spit on another player. You can't make that kind of physical contact on a player in that particular setting. It says, I don't remember the exact setting. I looked it up. It was there's like a you could look it up where it says it right there, and because a lot of people are like, oh, that was weak. Why did they eject him? XY? Because per the rule book, you can't spit on another person. It says it in there. And like whether you agree, we don't agree with it, but whether you think the ejection was soft or not, it's just part of the rule book. So
should have sneezed on him. No.
Yeah, see, that's how you know we've been. Oh shit, my pen! I was trying to do the Pat McAfee thing. There it is. Even though we haven't been rocking with space for quite some time, I still know to go to space like the round table for those rules, man. That's what it is, right there.
I'm telling you, bro. That
was a round table.
When they play Philly, when they play game 2, you're gonna see linemen go after him.
Hey man,
you're gonna see guys go after his knees. Watch.
What about you, Preacher Fifth?
What was the question again?
Well, like 1980 made a really good point too. He said maybe the players didn't see it, but Dad could have been like, "Hey, yo, he spit on me," and obviously they didn't do anything. So I guess there's really no reason to talk about it now because they didn't see it. But it was like, is Schottenheimer teaching discipline? Is that why the players didn't react the way they're reacting?
Fair.
Well. I think that this organization don't have that as first, second, or third priority.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Discipline. Because a certain level of they don't have football discipline or grown man discipline out there. Because those are two different things.
Mm-hmm.
That moment right there wasn't called for football discipline. That was you should have been a grown man right then.
There you go.
And grab somebody up in the collar. And they don't teach that. And I'm not saying them to teach somebody to fight because it's football, not boxing. But you have to be physical. And that comes with physicality. It's a part of it. And I just think we've always said that what this team is lacking. That's why when you see guys get manhandled, the other players don't do that. How many times we've seen Trayvon did dodge a tackle because he don't want to hurt himself? How many times have we seen that? You got guys whiffing on tackles now? We've seen that.
No house guest.
You know what I'm saying? That's the thing we lack, and it's always been like that, bro. And this right here is a part. It's unfortunate. I hope nothing else happens, but Jesus Christ, man. As an offensive coordinator, as a head coach, this organization, it's just never made that a thing. They have never been that aggressive in this era to where that somebody got your back or something like that. They just not the type of team, man. And they've never been, bro. That's it.
Hey, corner.
Go ahead, Savage. Go ahead.
You done?
Yeah,
you done?
Good. I'm good. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Let me add one last thing to that. I brought this up on my stream about this. I don't want to keep talking about this too long, but I think that you had our huddle was on this side, their huddle was on that side. Why was he out away from his team talking noise? They should have. If that would have been my teammate, I would have grabbed him like, come on back over here. Don't go over there talking noise to him. See, young folk, they don't understand this shit. See, his team should have. See, nobody brings up his side, his homeboys, his team should have grabbed him. Say, man, I would have grabbed him. Say, Doc, come on, leave that fool alone. We got a game to play. We need you.
Yeah.
So before they even started and took place, he was on our side in damn near in our huddle because old boy was hurt. They had a hurt player on the ground about to get carted off. Nobody's worried about him, but everybody was worried about the spit. And I'm like, say, one of his boys should have grabbed him or the ref, somebody control that shit. You know how young folk are. You know, young people, they don't think. They don't use their heads.
I don't.
They do shit first, and then they think about the consequences later. So the older guys, the veterans, say, "Come on, back over here. We will talk noise with our pads. We don't need to talk noise. This don't win games. This it don't win games. It does not win ball games. It don't win Super Bowls. Nothing at all." And somebody from his side should have grabbed him, say, "Come on back here, dog. We got it. Don't worry about it. Let that fool talk, man. That's Dak Prescott. He ain't nobody. Come on, we got this." But that changed you saw it changed the whole momentum of the game. And we lacked the ability to take advantage of it. That was we came out. Y'all just said first half. We came out guns blazing. Everything was cool. We was coaching good. We were executing. We were getting the ball downfield. Williams was looking like Zeke, damn near 2016, running the ball. We were doing the damn thing, but they just couldn't keep it going. And that's the last thing I wanted to say about it. I think with our side, I guess staying calm, which I don't think they knew that it was happening at that moment. But his guys should have grabbed him even from way before it happened. Come on, man, we huddling up, dog. We got a player down here hurt. Let's go ahead and get on our side and just, prevent anything. Spitting, fighting, talking noise, all that. Talking noise ain't all that, man. It's just not. And a lot of players get themselves in a lot of trouble talking shit. And him and Dak went face to face talking shit with each other. Somebody should have grabbed Dak. Somebody should have grabbed him, pushed his ass out the way. Come on, y'all. We got a game to play. We need both of y'all. And you see where it got him. Got him kicked out the game. Now his mom and daddy watching him walk off the field, can't even play in the first game. You get what I'm saying? So that's the last thing I want.
Ultimately, what I wanted to say, just one more thing about that. What ultimately got Jalen Carter kicked out of that game, in my opinion, is when Tyler Booker got drafted. He I don't remember where I read it and saw it, but it was talking about how Tyler Booker was talking, crap, ready to face Jalen Carter, and he was ready to go. And I think all that time, through the offseason and through training camp, and then once that time, it was time to face the Cowboys, I think that's what got to Jalen Carter. His emotions, he was pumped up, he was fired up, he wanted to start something. And ultimately, that's what led Jalen Carter to spit on Dak Prescott was because of Tyler Booker.
But he should have spit on Tyler Booker then instead of.
Well, Dak stepped up. So
real quick, I was never a Vince Lombardi. I was never a Tom Landry. But I had 3 rules, and I told my kids, we win together, we lose together, but we also fight together.
Yep.
If you think I'm going to stand on the sidelines and let 3-4 kids pummel you, I'll knock the other fucking coach out. And I almost have at the 50-yard line for bitching about weight restrictions. Because you got to realize a lot of these young kids, man, they come from the inner city. They don't got a male role model in their life, right, man, or one that's ever stepped up for them. Yo, you see your teammate getting pummeled by 2-3 dudes, you fucking better be in there, man, or you're going to be running laps after the game, man.
Mm-hmm. That's why you go in there. That's why you go in there and prevent that shit from even happening.
Right. Yeah.
From even going down that street. If you picking 2 streets and you see a lot of fighting and shit going down that street, no. Say that we're gonna go this way. You see, everybody want to be hard. I get it. Trust me, I get it. If I see my brother or somebody getting their ass whooped, of course I'm gonna jump in. Of course. But if I can prevent that, I think the older I get and the more I want to prevent, the more I walk up. It's cool. We can go this way, man. Don't worry about it. But see, you can't. This ain't savage. This ain't back in our day, man. You can't fight no more, man. You can't fight. You can't even fight in school no more. You can't even fight. You can't even fight off a bully no more. They'll say you're the bad guy just for fighting back. They always get the one that retaliates. It's never the first one.
Yeah.
It's always the one that does the retaliation, the one that gets tired and fed up, and they tired of getting bullied, so they want to finally fight back. Those are the ones that go to jail and get locked up or get penalized, but they don't get the first one. That's the world we live in now. They never see the second one. I mean, they never see the first one who started. They see the second guy. So that's why I'm saying. I mean, you really, if that could have been prevented altogether, it wouldn't have been. We don't want to go out there and look like animals and just start fighting. Oh shit, man! I mean, now if it's already a fight going down and your homeboys, okay, cool. But if the shit is preventable, prevent it, man. We grown men, dog. Come on. But right. To them, they're kids under me. So, but now the way I think now, I'm like, nah, man. Let's go ahead. We got a game to play. My bad.
What do you think, Space?
Can you just ask the question one more time? Sorry, there was a lot going on in there.
No, the question's trying to be relevant now because there's been a lot of good points made. Do you got anything to speak on it? Anything else to add?
I mean, at the end of the day, when it comes to the discipline of a football team, you're not going to know that for a couple weeks because you need data to show, like, okay, how is this team operating under this coach? Like under Mike McCarthy, you were the most penalized team in football. Like I think a couple years in a row, we're in that top 3, right? So I think for me, like talking about like the discipline of the football team, that's something that's yet to be seen. We'll see that as the season progresses. Are we going to see minimal pre-snap penalties, especially as more pre-snap motion is done, right? Or is the team going to be calm, cool, and collected? Like I believe I'm still the youngest on this panel at 27. Maybe I'm not, but still in that age range.
The same age, man.
Yeah, right. So my point is that a lot has changed, right? So, and the way I look at it is, if hypothetically, I don't know, Tyler Smith like did something to Jalen Carter and he got thrown out of the game, while we would be like, you know what, I understand it. Like it's a double-edged sword. You win, you lose, and I'm not trying to defend him not doing anything, but I think in this day and age, what you got to do, like I said before, lock in. Like 1980 always says, let the pads do the talking. Oh, you want to do that to our QB? All right, let's do. Let's go ahead and let's drive down the field and let's score a touchdown. I think that says a lot more because it shows that you're focused on what's ahead of you rather than letting those emotions get ahead of you. So,
Gotcha. Go ahead, Shan.
Oh, no, nothing. I was just going to say, I don't think Schottenheimer's discipline or lack thereof really has anything to do with it. And I mean, to Eddie's point, I didn't even think about it, but yeah, I don't think they saw it up until, the replay. And so that's a great point that he makes. So I didn't think about it that way, but but pertaining to the discipline factor of things, Space said it. We won't know for a couple of weeks. That's, I fully agree with that too. But
yeah,
but regardless of Schottenheimer's discipline or him teaching them not to fight or whatever you want to call it, there's a thing in all of us called instinct. And when you someone gets spit on, I wish someone would spit on me.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not a violent person by any means, man, but I'm telling you, man, it wouldn't go down well. I'll just say that. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, I mean, pertaining to discipline, that's my only thing on that. But yeah, I mean, I don't think they even saw it, man. But that's it, really, as far as my thoughts on that.
Cool. No, Block, what you got, brother? You're on mute.
Excuse me. Everything. It's not much more to say, man. I think Space made a good point. It's to be determined, really. You got to wait and see. We could have a game where we have 20 flags, and here we go again, right? So it's too early to really say, bro. Honestly, can't really tell right now.
So, man, there's so much to talk about in this Cowboys-Eagles game. As 1980, like I say, the I think season. Like scoring on the opening touchdown to me was huge. Like I looked at my wife, Flip, and I said, they scored on the opening touchdown. Holy crap.
We ain't seen that in a while.
And that's foreign to Cowboy fans. Like the last I wrote it down. Check this crap out here, guys. I wrote this crap down. All right.
Shoot it to us.
Week 14. The 2019 season, and then so that was one time. So this is since 2019, September 19th, 2021. That was Tony Pollard running it in on the first drive. and then week 14, 2024 against the Bengals. So since 2019, this was our 4th time scoring an opening touchdown drive.
Jeez.
4 times. 4 times.
4th time.
That's crazy.
God damn. That's sad, man.
That's crazy.
That is sad. Since 2019?
We've done it 4 times, scoring on the opening drive.
That's crazy.
4 times.
See, that makes me think about when you say that makes me think about all the talent that's came through here between then and now.
Right.
Right.
And the coaches that we had too.
Yeah.
Right. And I think to add on to that, right, the coaching is extremely important, obviously. And I think when we have had Jason Garrett, when we've had Mike McCarthy, we would have that lack of, hey, let's go down the field and score, especially when you receive the ball first, nonetheless, right? It wasn't like the Cowboys like deferred it and then they scored on their opening drive. No, they obviously Philadelphia deferred to the second half, but to do that in that environment is huge. And the other thing is the way they made third down manageable and also not having to put players in certain positions in the instance of talking about the first drive of, okay, rather than being like a 3rd and 10, like we're used to, and Dak having to bail you out and praying to God he does, it's like a 3rd and 5 because you're able to run the ball effectively. And I think that's something that we need to see moving forward is the ability to run the football effectively, to be able to set up third. Like they were 7 for 11 on third down. And the other thing, Mike, that I wanted to add, they were 2 for 3 in the red zone. The only time they didn't make it in the red zone in terms of scoring was the Miles Sanders fumble, which is completely different than what happened last year.
Yes, huge. That's the benefit from a running game, though. That's the difference between Zeke and Javonte Williams, and that's what last week. That's what I was trying to scream. It's going to be different because we have a running back now. We have a healthy O-line now. Dak's red zone turnovers last year stemmed from not having that running game and just being predictable. Mike McCarthy being predictable. But Cowboys blog, we're going to snake this back to you here. Scoring on that opening touchdown drive. Well, I guess he's out of commission. He turned his camera off. Eshawn, scoring that opening touchdown drive. Did you notice that we did it? And what was your thoughts?
Yeah. No, I mean, I was surprised. I think like everyone on here, I was surprised that we actually scored on the opening drive. They moved the ball pretty easily on that opening drive. So, I mean, that surprised me. And I didn't even know that stat that has been 4 games. Is
4 times.
4 times.
4 times since 2019.
Yeah. So I didn't even know that, but just watching it like live, I was thinking like, man, I can't remember the last time that we scored in the opening drive. That was my thought the moment that it happened. So yeah, no. So I mean, just seeing it, immediately my mind was like, okay, this is, I was pleasantly surprised, and plus it was also, Javonte Williams got the touchdown. So it definitely surprised me for sure, man. And I'm pleasantly surprised by it. I'll put it that way. I just wish the rest of the game ended up going that way. But hey.
Exactly. Oh, gee, change your background and I'll pull you up in here. Savage, did you change your background and I'll get you in here, OG, I promise. Savage, did you notice that we did that? Like when we haven't done that in forever, and what was kind of your reaction, if any?
Not. I mean, I was just shocked we scored, to be honest with you, but I didn't know about it. I know we always start off slow, but I didn't know it was 2019 was the first opening drive we scored. But it really didn't make me feel any way or the other, because when the clocks was 0-0 at the end of the game, that's how I feel.
Yeah,
that's just me.
Yeah. What about you, Space?
I mean, dude, the way that they moved the ball methodically, especially given a short field, like they started at their, I believe, the 47-yard line, like after the penalty by Jalen Carter, and to get a 7-yard run, a 4-yard run, obviously to convert that first down, a 6-yard pass, 3-yard run. Then you had the big pass to Lamb to get to the 1-yard line, and then Dak throwing that goal line fade to Lamb to force the defensive pass interference to set up the 1-yard touchdown. Right, like it was perfect execution. Dak didn't miss at all. The running game was effective. And again, like it felt like there was a plan and they executed it properly. Not like how we saw under McCarthy, where it was like 1 week it's one thing, and then the other week we're like it didn't know what the hell are we doing. But this is what we need to see moving forward. Like I understand you're not going to score on every opening drive of the season. I get that, but the game plan worked in that instance. So.
Right. Exactly. You have a script. These offensive guys have a script, and their script is to go score. Mike McCarthy's script was, can we get into field goal range? That's what it always felt like to me. Go ahead, Face.
Man, like I did not know since 2019 it was only 4 times. That's crazy. I did not know that. But when we scored, I was just looking at Javonte Williams, and I was just thinking about how last year, he was hurt, and the year before he didn't, he played all right, and I was just thinking he hasn't had no 1,000-yard rushing season, but the way he looked on that first drive, man, I hope he looks like that all season. I hope he stays healthy, don't get banged up, but when we scored on that first drive, man, I got hyped up, but I automatically started thinking, man, like, please, defense, stop, the Eagles offense, on their first drive, and let's just get going, man. I was just ready to go after that. But of course, defense led up, Jalen Hurts, bailed his offense out, and ran it in for a score. And that's when I started thinking it was going to be a shootout. And sure enough, it was, at least for the first half. And that's all I thought about was that defense. Because that's the crap that I'm tired. I'm tired of. Like we always look good in September, not always, but I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Most of the time, in the early season, we play great. And I don't want to go way back with the Romo days, but that's the crap I'm tired of, man. Is once offense gets going, defense lets up, and so we always play the, not the catch up, but. Yeah, it's never complimentary, and I'm not banging on the defense because they stepped up in in the second half. Like the offense was doing good in the first half, our defense was letting up, and then it's like completely switched places in the second half. It's like nothing can ever be complimentary. But that first drive, I was hyped. I was just hoping the defense would have stopped the Eagles on their first drive.
1980. Did you notice that we scored on the first drive? And what were you thinking when we did?
Cal Face, you was I think you was in my comment section on my live stream Friday, right?
Because
you said
sometimes I hop around, but
you said the exact same thing.
I commented during halftime. I remember that.
No, I meant on Friday. I'm like, you said the exact same thing. I said that the Cowboys they flipped it. The first half the offense was playing good, and then the second half the defense was playing the offense. It was really weird. But yeah, man. It did surprise me that they went down the field like that. I wasn't ready to see that. My mind was in what I'm used to. I think that's the issue that we're all dealing with. I think it's what we're used to and what we've been seeing, and what we were, a lot of us afraid to say it, but what we were mentally prepared for. We were mentally prepared for letdown, and we still were let down because we lost. But it didn't faze me because I know this is the process. I'm still in that 2 to 3 year camp. But yeah, I think as fans, our thirst for wanting to win, our desperate thirst for wanting to win, has clouded a lot of our judgment. And when they went down the field like that was something that we weren't used to seeing. And like I said, you got it in black and white right there. You got the stat right there, how long it's been or how many times it's been since we scored on the first drive. We're not used to that. So it's been really tough. It's been really tough for a long time for the Dallas Cowboys fan base. And when they went downfield like that, I was like, whoa. It looked good. It looked methodical. It looked like they were out for blood. And they took advantage of a struggling. And nobody's brought this up. I've been watching, a lot of videos and a lot of reactions and stuff like that, and reading a lot of comments. Were the Dallas Cowboys successful at almost beating the Eagles, the Super Bowl champion Eagles, the defending Super Bowl champion? were they successful because of the way we were playing or a struggling Eagles team? I think the Eagles were I think they were a little bit ahead of themselves, and I think we took advantage of that in the first half. I'm not, like, oh, the Cowboys suck, but I'm just saying I think the Eagles, the momentum changed when that first penalty, and I think they were vulnerable and they were playing bad as well. They didn't play a lot of their starters in the preseason either. So I think the Dallas Cowboys, I think they were kind of on the same level of the Dallas Cowboys success, that game. So I don't think anybody's looked at it that way. I think the Eagles were playing bad. They were playing bad. They didn't look like those Super Bowl champions that we saw in January, February, whenever that was. But they were making a lot of mistakes. I brought up the stat on my live stream on Friday. They had way more penalty yards than us. They were a more penalized team than we were. They were struggling mentally and physically. Right. So now that these are our first 3 games, we're still stuck in pretty much in preseason mode. Now we got to hope that the Dallas Cowboys play like that they played in the first half the rest of the season, which is probably impossible for us. And we got to hope that the teams that we play down the road will play just as bad as Philadelphia, because we're going to play better. We're going to play better team. I mean, I don't want to say better teams, but Philadelphia didn't play that good Thursday night. So we're going to play against teams that are going to play better than Philadelphia did on Thursday night. Let me rephrase that.
Right.
That's just my opinion.
No, I get it, brother. Thank you. No, that's all good information coming from the power man himself. OG, you there, OG? I ain't playing no games, man. We're about to wrap this baby up with final thoughts or final.
Okay, you hear me?
I got you.
You want the good? Which one you want first, the good or the bad?
I want you to give me both in under 2 minutes.
All right. The good, the bad. Let's go with the good. I like the way the defense recovered in the second half. They went back and did some adjustments. It seemed like that Matt is going to do a lot of this fly, readjusting in the second half because he needs to get back in the swing of things. Hopefully he can continue to figure out how to pressure and figure out who's going to be his pass rushers. And they got to get better in the secondary. They got to start playing a little bit more man. Elam is going to get you burnt if he needs to get up there and square up and put his hand in the defender's freaking shoulder pass and square him up. And they playing too much off coverage because you got to protect Gallup. No, I'm sorry. You got to protect our secondary with Hooker and Wilson. They're vulnerable back there. They did a lot of scheming. The Philadelphia did. They did a really good job of scheming. And they knew how to hurt us. They did a lot of in routes with tight ends. They killed us on that. That's the good.
20 seconds left.
The bad. Dak Prescott has to go out there and learn how to control the ball when he needs to. Dak needs to settle down and he needs to stop trying to overthrow the Lamb too much because he's overdoing Lamb, and then Lamb's confidence is getting down. So I don't know. The next game they got to get better on offense. They were stuck at 20 for 2 quarters in the second half. They look horrible. They don't know where to go. Need to go get another running back. Hopefully Blue can come back this week. The offense is horrible. They gassed out in the second half, point blank. Dak needs to get better, and if he don't get better, you better find some way to give him running back in here. It's going to be the same thing. They got to score points. I've been saying that all season. You got to score points to win in the ball game. If you don't score more than 21 to 24 to 31 points a game, you ain't going to win this league because of the defense we have. Point blank.
That's right.
And that's it.
All right. Cowboys blog, you there? All right, Cowboy blog still out. Eshawn, final topic or final thoughts?
Well, my final thoughts, man, is very simple, man. Like, look, I'll say about this past game that I was, I said it earlier in the show that I was surprised the way we played the first half. Second half reminded me of the old Cowboys, man. But like, I'm curious to see, what happens come week 2 when you play the Giants and stuff. But my attitude is almost identical to 80s, man. I'm just, for me, I'm on a week by week, game by game basis to where I'm just like, I just can't help that I feel burned as a fan, and I felt burnt as a fan over all of these years. So I'm just at the point for me for this year where it's like I'm not gonna get hyped. I'm not gonna get like, over, too bad, too hyped, too negative, whatever. I'm just like, okay, let's see what happens game by game and let's judge it from there. That's where I've been pretty much all off season. That's where I'm going to continue to be for the rest of the year. But no, I mean, final thoughts as far as the Eagles game, man. I mean, I think we all covered. It was everything's on the field, so we all saw what happened, man. Let's just hope that we can fucking win this next game against the Giants, man. That's it for me.
That's what it is. Cowboys blowout. Final thoughts. Final topic. Which one you got?
Final topic will be the Cowboys. Let's see if they can beat the Giants up. Right, they have to win in the division is the key to having any kind of playoff success or contention. So you got to win it. You got to win. I think
0-2.
It's going to be a tough game, bro. So yeah, but we're at home, man. So we should be able to bring that one in, start a new home winning streak, like I said before.
Yes,
and let's go for the best, bro.
That's what it is. Thanks, Blog, for coming on. Eshawn, you too. Daddy Savage, you got a final topic, or are you going to give your final thoughts?
Just talk about next week's game, the division game. Also think Philly without Jalen Carter, Giants going to have a better defensive line next week. Legit. So I think the Cowboys offensive line is going to be in for not a rude awakening, just a harder game. Playing because they didn't play against Jalen Carter, and the Giants got some legit D tackles. Now you throw Abdul Carter in the mix to move, play around. They got it's early, but you can honestly say it's kind of a must-win game. Can you really start 0-2 in the division already?
Right.
Or in the league. Your Super Bowl chances down the total.
Well, we did it in '93. We started 0-2 and we still won the Super Bowl, but
that's rare.
That's few and far between. It's a million years ago. So.
That's a rare Pokemon card, the holographics or whatever you call
it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Space Cowboy, final topic, or you want to give your final thoughts?
I guess final topic is this. Regardless of win or losses, I went into this year wanting to see what Brian Schottenheimer was going to do different than Mike McCarthy and Jason Garrett. At the end of the day, we have seen this team do the same things over and over again. And if they want to talk about culture, they want to talk about we want to do this, that, and the third, you need to go out and do it. We saw good things and we saw bad things in Philadelphia, but now it's on to New York and Dallas now. And what you need to do is you need to do the exact same things that you did good and build upon them. If we are trying to believe in Brian Schottenheimer and what he's building here in Dallas, they need to go out there and they need to continue doing the same thing. If they're doing motion pre-snap motion on 42% of their plays, which last year they were 29th, right? If you're going to keep doing that, that tells me that, hey, you know what? They're building something here. Now we need to go get the personnel to match that. But again, I'm going to just be straight up with all y'all. I did not have any expectation for this team other than they'll probably get like a wild card appearance this year and see what happens. And they're going to just build towards 2026. But that's what I want to see next week. I need to see this Brian Schottenheimer team have the same game plan, not saying do the same exact plays, but being able to execute and also being able to clear up those mistakes when they happen and understand that on the fly situational football. So that's what I'm looking for next week.
I love it. Space. Hell yeah. Thanks for coming on Talking Crazy. Space Cowboy Face. Final topic or final thoughts?
Man, my thoughts are just, we just gotta just put this week 1 in the books now. It happened. Honestly, I mean it's going. This is Saturday night. You got NFL games. For tomorrow, and we played Thursday night, man, and it seems like it's been a while, since we've seen that game, and we just have to put it in the books. And I really hope this football team stays healthy because I'd love to see the Eagles again. And I know that's in November, still a ways away. And I just been thinking about the Giants, since that game now, and I don't, this is very crucial, man. This is like I don't care if we whooped up on the Giants in the past; they haven't beat us in a while, and every year is different for any football team, regardless of their record and how they are. I mean, because I really like Jackson Dart going in. I really like that Cam Scatabo, coming in. I know the rookies. It's just the Giants they're not gonna stay on the bottom forever, So
Shit.
I
down
don't.
there.
I mean, I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. But man, I just I'm not saying I'm nervous. It's just we're the first two games is back to back. NFC East teams. And we already started not just 0-1 record. But we're at an 0-1 record in the NFC East race. And the season just started. I just want to just put week 1 in the books. Just worry about the Giants. I mean, we got the Packers. That's going to be a big one in the future. And is it the Bears before the Packers? Right?
Yes,
I believe so. Yeah.
I just want to move on, man. Like the hell with the Eagles. We'll see them in November. I hope we stay healthy. I really hope we have a winning season. And I want to bust them in the mouth in November. In
Hell
our
yeah.
house this time.
1980, the power man himself. You got a final topic, or you got a final thought?
I'm that fly on the wall, guys. That's where I'm going to remain. Let's not lose focus. Let's not lose the task at hand. I'm that fly on the wall. That's where I'm going to remain. You got to remember, they got to earn our respect back. They got to earn everything back. Consistently, on a consistent basis. It's going to take more than one game. Hell, it's going to take more than one season. I don't trust the Dallas Cowboys, and I have every right to be that way in that space. And it's not my fault. It's their fault. So I don't want nobody getting that mad at me. Oh, you're not a real fan. You're not No. 40 plus years gone. I've been on the sideline with winners, Super Bowl guys, Super Bowl winners. So I know I was there. I know what it means to win. The Dallas Cowboys, 1980, I'm at a space where I need to be. And that's that fly on the wall. I'm just going to be sitting back and watching, evaluating. That's the state of mind I'm in. I'm not getting my hopes up. I'm not saying we got to go out there and beat the Giants. I'm not saying we got to beat this team. This is a must win. No. They're not going to get that energy from me for a long time. They have to earn that back. Because of us, they exist. Because of us, we're the fans. They have to answer to us. They have to earn our respect back. See, all them other Cowboy YouTubers and content creators, they swinging on the ball sacks of these guys. They the ones taking selfies with these guys like they're winners. They're losers. And until they prove otherwise, that's where I'm going to stay. I'm going to stay on this side of the fence. I've been in this YouTube game since 2007. So I'm going to stay on this side of the fence. And that is the bottom line. I'm not going to get distracted. You can miss me with all the 105.3 the fan bull crap. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to stay right here. This is where I belong, on this couch right here. I'm not going to fall for it. They've done it. We've had talent come through here, guys. We've had the best. We've had Dak and Zeke. We've had the best offensive line in football. We've had Amari Cooper and etc. We've had Tony Romo. We've had Des Bryant, Jason Witten, all those great players, man, and we didn't get the job done. What do? I think we forget real fast what happens in the playoffs. The Dallas Cowboys turn into who? The Dallas Magicians. So that's why I say they got to earn. I saw a fan the other day asking for, after a loss, after he dropped that important pass that could have won the game, asked for his autographed in jersey. No. You let that son of a gun keep walking by, dog. You can miss me, bro. They haven't earned. Stop treating them like superstars because they are not. Stop treating them like winners because they are not. They have to prove that. They got to prove it, guys. And that's the bottom line. There is no other way. So y'all them other content creators that be swinging on the ball sacks and these guys, man, hey, check it out, dog. Stay on this side of the fence because the Dallas Cowboys will lead you to that and they'll leave you high and dry. Don't do it. Do not do it. It's good to be positive. It's good to, whatever. But this game is going to be in Dallas against New York. You watch them when they open them stinking ass glass doors. Them fans gonna go running through that like fools, like they going to see Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith and everybody.
Yeah.
No. 1980 is gonna be that fire on the wall, guys, and that's where I'm gonna remain until proven innocent.
Ooh, that's the power man himself, Dallas Cowboy fan that day. Before I give my final thoughts, I want to thank Cowboys blog Eshawn, Danny Savage, Space Cowboys 17, Cowboys Face 1980, fifth quarter Cowboys, OG coming in on the corner of Crazy and Cowboys, talking crazy this Saturday night. I want to give a big thanks to Mike Ballerana and Uncensored for the respective super chats. I do appreciate you guys and supporting the channel in that way. Danny Savage of 1980 for streaming. Talking crazy on their respective channels as well, so I appreciate that. Final thoughts, guys. We lost. We lost a game that we should have won, and I lost 2 nights of sleep. 2 nights. Yesterday was the first time in years, and I'm talking years, that I took a midday nap because how exhausted I was, losing sleep and thinking about how the hell we lost that game. That's just the way I'm wired. That's just the way I'm programmed.
I didn't lose any sleep, but Thursday morning I was up at like 4 a.m., like ready to go, even though I try to hide it, you know what I'm trying to say, but that's just...
Yeah, man, I didn't lose sleep, man. I mean, I suspected that would happen, man. You never know what the Cowboys.
Yeah, there was and I took a nap today because I'm still just trying to recover, right? That's just like, I'm just like... By Thursday afternoon, as much dopamine and adrenaline my brain was punching, I was damn near ready for a nap about 2:00, just because I just could not stop thinking about the game. Now what's going to keep me up this week, guys, and we're going to talk about it next week on Saturday and Talking Crazy on the corner of Crazy and Cowboys, is we can't go 0-2. We can't afford to go 0-2. There's a check that we have to cash that says 1-1.
You know what I also think is going to be a good topic someone should throw out on his show this week is Pickens. His first game.
Yeah.
You had your opportunity when I said final topic.
Oh, I just wanted to. I said mine. What I had to say. What I had to say about Pickens 6 months ago.
You're killing. I'm building this up.
So I don't. But I think that's
before the Pickens, before we talk, if we're going to talk about the Pickens, one question for me, one important question for me, since I got to get up at 2, 3 in the morning. What time is that damn game on Sunday?
Noon.
I think it's a noon game.
It's a
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's not a Sunday night game, man.
Shit.
So we can't afford to go 0-2. Well, my check is written out, and in the memo it says 1-1. And when that check gets processed and I get my checking account, I better not have an 0-2 balance with the 1-1 check written. I'm gonna be pissed off. You're gonna see a Cowboys corner. You might see DCFN up in this bitch. I'm gonna be a hot son of a gun. And I'm gonna lose sleep wondering how the hell, if we do or don't get into 0-2 mode. That's just the way I'm wired. That's just the way I'm programmed. I try to stay busy throughout the day, but these Cowboys I think about often. After I wind down, like I'll text 1980 and Fifth and blog, and I'm like, guys, this is what I was thinking about in the shower this morning. What do y'all think? And it's like 7:00 in the morning after I just got done washing my ass. Like I cannot turn it off. But that's my final thoughts, guys. Thank you again for coming in here. Everybody click the like button on the replay. Click the like button before you leave the show. It really helps out all respective channels streaming it. But I do appreciate everybody. Cowboy Nation, are you in the Cowboys Corner? Peace.